Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you a really cool Western Electric Magneto bell box, and this is Josh's equipment from PA, and this is the initial checkout of this really cool piece of equipment. Now Josh has two other telephones along with this bell box, and we're going to be working on the telephones later on. And we wanted to finish up the bell box first, so we will be converting this bell box. Josh has a note with this unit, and he wants to be able to use this bell box, and he wants it to ring when he gets telephone calls. We will be converting this bell box, and we want to install a circuit that we design and build here at the shop that allows you to walk up to this bell box, crank the magneto, and ring the original bells, but not backfeed any voltage into the telephone line, and yet when he gets a call, the original bells will ring. We also want to go through the wiring. We want to install a modular port so that Josh can simply bring in any length line cord, any color that he chooses, and plug right into the modular port. Makes for a simple, easy plug-and-play connection. Now we've troubleshooted this unit, and we found that the standoff that one of the bells was mounted to is broken, and it was barely hanging on, so it was almost broke all the way through, and that was replaced. So that issue has been resolved. Also, there's a handle on the bottom of this bell box because a lineman was using this in the field, and so he designed the bell box the way he wanted it, to use it the way he wanted to use it in the field. And so it has a handle on it, and back by the handle was this bracket, and we removed it because the screws were going to bend, and we wanted to keep everything in good condition because it's pretty old. And we'll return that bracket to Josh because that bracket would have held a condenser, and it would have looked similar to this condenser, and it was probably much larger, and it probably was multiple capacitance, and the lineman was probably switching back and forth to the different capacitance that he might have needed during his work in the field. Now we also want to go through the magneto. It will ring the bells at this time, but it's very sluggish, and we want to go through the magneto and take care of that issue and get it turning freely. We also want to check the connections at the magneto, and we want to oil the unit. So we will be going through the entire bell box while it's in the shop. Now we also have a couple of cuts that were made in each bell, and the lineman, when he designed this bell box out to use the way he wanted to use it, he probably put those cuts into the bells. Now the lineman that designed this bell box the way he wanted it designed calls it a 2M bell box, and you're going to see that in some pictures later in the video. We're going to go ahead and get some still pictures of this really cool bell box, and we have a lot of work that needs to be done. We'll come back and get some more video as we move forward in the troubleshooting, repairing, and converting of this really cool bell box. We'll take a short break, and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back now, and we are finished up with a repair of this really cool Western Electric Magneto bell box, and we're ready to start our final checkout. What we want to go ahead and do is crank the Magneto and ring the original bells. Now what we can do is use the analyzer and send a ring cycle like you were getting a call. So we'll start that. We'll let that go a few times. I'll let it go one more time and then we'll stop the ring cycle. Now we have a low side on our analyzer, so we can send another ring cycle on the low side. So we'll do the low side this time. We'll let that go a few times. I'll let it go one more time and we'll stop the ring cycle. So now we know that the bell box will ring on the low setting and the high setting of the analyzer. That's a pretty good indication of whatever telephone line that this bell box is connected to. As long as it's within standards, there should be no issue with this bell box ringing on a ring cycle. Now that we know that this really cool Western Electric Magneto bell box has been repaired and converted, we can return it to Josh and he can enjoy this really cool piece of equipment. I'm sure it's going to look great no matter where it's installed. This is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Thank you for watching and have a great day.